Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? David with the Plant Bar. Thanks for hopping on. It's Tuesday, our live day, and I am getting set up. Oh, I think I forgot to bring something back here too. Let me just make sure the sound is working. Give everybody a minute to hop on before I get going. Hope everybody's having a good beginning of their week. A good Tuesday. Oh, that's weird. Okay. All right. Let me check the sound. Make sure everybody can hear me. There'll be a no. Uh-oh. Hi, Renee. Can you guys hear me? Never fails. I'm not any good at this. Oh, you can hear me. All right. So on my, okay, good. On my laptop, it's not working. I don't know why. Well, if you guys can hear me, then I'm just gonna keep going. Give me 1 second. I forgot to get something. I'll get it in a minute. Let me clean this up here. So today's show is going to be we're going to be working on trying to propagate some koa seeds. I have some koa pods that I got from a friend, and so I'm going to show you how to do that live here, as far as prepping the seed and what mix to plant it in, and then kind of timeline and what it looks like. And then I did want to check in. So last week we made our own fertilizer, and I wanted to grab it because it's done. So I ended up doing the follow-up video on like Saturday in the middle of the day, which I know is not great for most of you watching. But that was the day that the stuff started bubbling. So uh, Crystal, we got a question. Is Crystal here? So she is around, but not right here right now. She told me she was gonna hop on and I would text her, but my phone's right here. So I wanted to grab the fertilizer and show you what it looks like. It's all done. 1 second. Don't go away. I meant to pick it up and I forgot to. So if you watched the beginning, you saw the dry. This is from last week. All right. So we had all the dry ingredients here, right? We mixed a whole bunch together, and then I let it. I made it until like the gases were coming out and it was smelling nice and ripe, and then we made our own fertilizer. So this is what it looks like made. The smell is earthy, but this smell is it's like a sweet earthy. It smells really good, and it's really solid fertilizer. So if you're interested, watch last week's live. There's actually a follow-up one. I showed you how to proportion the other ingredients to make it so it could be shelf stable, of some sort, because it's all natural stuff. I'll move this out of the way. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about koa, and I do have just a couple seed pods here. So this is a koa seed pod. If you're aware of a koa tree, they grow in tropical areas. You could grow one at your place. You just have to give it the right climate. So if you're living in somewhere cold, you'd have to bring it, protect it from colder weather. Um, Otherwise, the other thing too is you bring it in, you got to have a grow light. But otherwise, it's like full sun. It grows at some elevations, but it does require humidity. So you'd have to kind of try to replicate that. But I am going to show you how to do this. So the pods are on like they grow in these. It's like a what's it look like? Looks like a pea, and that's what it is. It's actually koa is a member of the pea family. So they grow in these pods, and then they have these little black seeds. So I'm gonna get open this up here, and we'll get the little black seeds out of here. So they're small, shiny, black seeds. Um, so this is what the seed actually looks like. So I'm gonna open these all up and then we'll do a seed test. All right. I don't have any other seeds today for you guys. We have mango seeds all over the place, but not ones I'm trying to propagate. So I'm just gonna get these. This is a koa tree, and so it's so this ring right here. Crystal got it for me. I don't remember if it was 2 years in. I should probably know. This is not my original wedding ring, but Crystal got me this one, and it's a koa. This is a koa inset. So really nice wood, and a lot of the furniture is you like the really nice furniture, just like the picture in the title. That's what it looks like. All right, so let me get the rest of these out, and then I'll show you guys next steps. So it's like you got these pods similar to. Ooh, this one might be iffy. It's a member of a pea family. I guess if you ask me if you can eat this, I don't know. Probably not. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I I would have to look that up. I don't know the answer to that. All right, let me open this one. So this one was a little busted up. So we'll see. I don't know. All right. Renee's been watching reruns of Z Nation. Ooh, that's the spinoff, right? All right, yeah. So here's what I was afraid of on this one. Oh, that one's okay. So there is in the natural habitat here. There is these like koa seed. They're in the sand. They live on these guys. So I guess these ones are okay. This one, no good. So you open them up, get the little seeds, and then we'll go on to the next test. Let's just get the last one here. What else is everybody else? What else is anybody watching out there? What are you binging right now? We've been watching Big Brother, but I wouldn't call it binging because we are like 2 weeks behind. So don't give us any spoilers. No idea who's who, what's going on, and the plan was to try to. The plan was like, hey, let's watch a couple episodes and try to get caught up because our friends have been watching, waiting for us. I'm sure they want to talk all things Big Brother, and there's no time. It ain't happening. Uh, yeah. So what are you watching? Let me get this cleaned up here, and then we'll go to the next step. So anytime you're doing seeds of any sort, the next thing you want to do is do like a water test. Make sure you got viable seeds. So I got actually was halfway prepared, and I have this. So just a bowl of water is fine. Regular tap water, maybe not super cold, tepid tap water, and then you're gonna take your seeds, throw them in, and what we're doing is We want to make sure that we only try to plant viable seeds, and the viable seeds are going to sink to the bottom. Give it a few minutes. Any of them that don't, then they're no good. So far you can see just from that, I'm not going to waste my effort right away with these four. I'll let them sit there, like I said, for a minute. I wonder what that is. Looks like we got a little hitchhiker right here. little bug found his way in here. Hmm. So anytime you're working with seeds, you can. I think this is for most seeds. You can do a water test. They sink to the bottom. That means that they're viable. They have a better chance of growing. The ones that are at the top, not so much. And then, so next, Renee said she's got sunflowers. Oh, we didn't do sunflowers this year. We usually do. Really fun to watch them follow the sun. Um, so I lost my train of thought because I looked over here. And Ivan, hi, thanks for commenting. What exactly are you asking? Uh, if it's panting, I'm sure you probably meant uh, maybe something else. Oh, planting. What are you planting? All right, so those of you just hopping on, these are koa seeds. So we are going to be propagating some koa trees and through seed. And actually, for the koa tree, it's best to propagate through seed rather than trying to do an air layer, which I've shown on some other trees. Which, if I have time, I'm going to show you guys. We have an update already on that Puakinikini tree that um, yeah, all good. It took me a minute, and then I was like, oh, I know what he's trying to say. I am not a good typer either, so no throwing shade here. Um, so I want to the Puakinikini tree that we air layered a while ago. I want to go back and take a look because I got an update for that. And let's see, Hola, is there anything you can still plant in August? So it's going to depend on where you're at. So what area are you asking for? And I mean, the big answer is going to be like not necessarily. You're going to be depending on, especially depending on where you're at. You're going to be prepping for. You could plant for winter, um, and get it prepped in a space that's a little cooler. Oh, Kentucky. Ooh, Kentucky. That was the other side of the world for me. So I'm not going to claim to be an expert in Kentucky plants, but if you look up so we're in August, so you're going to want to start prepping for winter. You could start growing your stuff from seed inside in little domes, winter crops for your area. So to be honest, I'd have to look it up. I've never grown anything in Kentucky, and I can't claim to know. Do you know the zone? What's your zone? So we right here, we're in Hawaii. So zone 9. Uh, and so our obviously growing season's much different. We have a lot of different problems here. It's actually more difficult, I would say, to grow a lot of the regular vegetables and herbs. Maybe not herbs, vegetables, standard fruit crops than it would be anywhere else because we got like bugs galore. They love everything. So as far as knowing how to work with insects in the garden, definitely have that. Okay, 6B. Yeah, so you're a little far off, but yeah, so you're heading into fall. I would say 100%. I wouldn't, if it was me, I wouldn't be trying to plant stuff right now for now, unless it's something that's bigger and you already bought it. If you're trying to prep or grow from seed, let's work on winter. So if you look up winter gardens for you, there's I don't think I have any haven't done any videos. I'll have to do that on easy way to do some planting dome trays for herbs, veggies to get them started. But this part will be the same, and I would say depending on the seeds that you have. So what I wanted to get back to, we're going to the koa seed. So there's different ways that you've got to at certain seeds you got to prep them to be able to have them viable, and you got to we're trying to replicate nature, and so um, with the koa seed, it needs scarification, meaning like usually in the natural habitat where these would end up growing is they would naturally go through some sort of stream bed or something else where they're like tumbling through rocks, and over the course of time it takes off the outer layer of the the seed. And so for plants that require that, there's a couple different ways to do it. You could use sandpaper. You can do what I'm going to do, which is you can cut open and provide a tiny little hole in the outer layer so that it can start to germinate. There's also you can also, if you had a whole bunch of seeds, you could have like a little rock tumbler, and you just like would replicate that, with like some rocks and a small little, those little hobby rock tumbler things. So we've done that. You do that, and you can get them to do to scarification that way. There's a acid you can use, and then there's also you could like I could soak these and just leave them soaked forever, but I'm impatient, and it takes like a lot longer for things to get ready. But that is something that you could do. Okay, quick question before I get going. So we're gonna do scarification as far as the koa seed. That's what we need, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. Now that we've had these sink to the bottom, I'll pull these out. I'll move this out. I need something to dry these off with. Um, there was a question, and it was I was wondering if we could start crops now. So where you're at, I mean, yes, but you're gonna have like super late blooming, like because you're summer, late summer at this point, heading into fall. Um, so generally, you would have to get the plants bigger. Like if you're trying to plant with seed, I guess you could maybe do some beans, soybean, peas. You probably have some success with that. But otherwise, from seed, by the time you get to them being useful and like getting something out of them, might be too cold already. So if you're looking at trying to have a garden, this is specifically for the question in Kentucky, and we're starting now. We're on August 12th, and fall's around the corner. You could buy bigger. I wouldn't be trying to do seeds. Maybe just do some starter pea plants. I don't know what kind of stuff you like, that you could probably get away with. But otherwise, if it was me, I would start playing around with winter crop. You could do some research and figure out what you like and what grows in the winter there, and start them from seed. It's always fun. Yeah, I'll look it up because like I said before, I'm not going to claim to be an expert in Kentucky gardening. You could also, so that usually like the local university will have an extension of some sort, and that they're going to be your source experts for your area. So I don't know where you're at in Kentucky, but if there's, what is it, KU or University of Kentucky, what are your universities over there? I'm obviously not familiar. I think there's a KU, right? University of Kentucky. I don't know. I'm mumbling now. All right, so I've got my seeds. I got rid of the ones that didn't float. They're no good, and these ones sunk, so they have a better chance of making it. So, like I said, there's some different ways that you could do scarification. We could have like sandpaper, and we just lightly sand all this. Um, the other way, which I want to do, is we're gonna cut a small hole in each of them. But what we got to be careful of is, so there's inside each of these seeds is the embryo. It's the part that it's going to grow from, and we got to be careful not to to cut into that because then it damages the seed. Another thing you could do is, and I've seen people do it, heard people do it, is they'll lay them flat and then use a hammer and just like lightly tap them to get them because you just need a little bit of water to get in there without damaging the embryo. All right, cabbage, broccoli. Yeah, so those ones are going to be winter, winter type crops. So you could probably, I mean, you could plant those now and then they're going to grow through until it gets really cold. I guess it depends on where you're at in Kentucky. But those are definitely winter crops. Broccoli takes a while. It's like 70 something days by the time from, because I grow broccoli a lot here. And we have a very short season because that stuff just wants to flower. And that's all we get. Let's see. October 16th is the frost. Yeah, I'd try that. I would also try, the local UH and see if or UH, that's here. The local extension and see if they've got, they probably have some sort of guide or something you can look up. I don't have it in my head. I need to, I guess, right? I'm over here trying to show how to do things, but I don't know Kentucky very well. Thanks Renee for helping in the chat there. And somebody had asked, Crystal is coming out. Crystal said she's coming out here, I guess, in a little bit. So Crystal used to be hanging out with me a lot, but she's gotten very busy, and so I am just trying to do the best I can by myself. She was like my tech whiz, and she helped. Obviously, then we could have. I'm doing the best I can. Thanks for asking for her. I know she's coming. All right, so what we're gonna do is it's real exciting here. We got these things. So I'm gonna use nail clippers, and then I'll do this, and then after this, I'll have these prepped, and then I'll show you how to mix the soil for this particular plant to get it to seed, and then we'll plant them. So, like I said, you want to. So I'm using nail clippers because I feel like I can be pretty what's the word? I can see exactly what I'm doing, almost. So my glasses help me read everything over here because I'm running low on contacts, but I can't see up close. So I think I'm gonna take them off. I can actually read everything. All right, we're all set. Not as good though. You see me over here squinting. Yeah, Arizona's hot. Ain't not a lot of gardening. We're just getting you excited here for your tomatoes. So I'm just gonna clip off the edge. I do want to make sure I get in there, so like that first cut wasn't deep enough, so I'm gonna go a little deeper. There you go. One. So this is the scarification way of doing it, using some nail clippers, and basically if I can show you guys, probably won't work, but I'll try. I'll show you. You can see those steady hands, huh? Anyways, there's so you want to see the white. Obviously you want to see a little bit of the white, but you don't want it to be all the way through because then you went too deep into the embryo and not so good. Just a little bit. Oh. So I'll do these one by one. I'll set them over here, and then we'll mix up some soil. Feel free to keep asking questions. Renee's got blossoms. Oh, tomato blossoms. Yeah, tomatoes are hard in general in extreme climates. So like here, they're not easy. There's only a couple varieties that we can grow that are easier. We get a lot of So here we get a lot of leaf miners. We get a lot of powdery mildew. And so tomatoes, if you're not careful, except for the cherry tomato variety, you get like the gardeners here will get like 1, 2, 3 tomatoes, and then the next ones they have a hard time. So they buy this plant and they get 3 tomatoes out of it. It's a little rough. But that's here. That's in Hawaii. The like I said, the insects here make it hard. Hi Jen. Thanks for hopping on. I'm just showing if you're just hopping on, this is these are koa seeds from a koa tree, and working on scarification technique to propagate these. Try to get some mini koa trees for fun. Friends of mine got these and wanted to see if I could help them grow some. And if you haven't already, please like the video, give it a thumbs up. That helps me out. And if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get a notification when we go live. We go live every Tuesday, right around this time. Usually, sometimes I'm a little late. Most of the time, I'm a little late. Usually run about an hour. We'll see today how long I go. It'll probably be around there. And yeah, so I appreciate you guys watching, hanging out with me, and doing plant stuff. So we usually do different sorts of tutorials, and most of the time, most of my plants have been ornamentals, but depending on the season, we do some other stuff too. All right, I only got 2 left here, so that's the thing when you got a whole bunch is this is obviously not like quick by any means, and I also want to be sure that I'm not taking away too much. Okay. All right, so I got all my seeds set up. Put my nail clippers away so I don't forget them. And then now we're going to mix the seed starter that we're going to use. And so for the koa seeds, we're going to do 3 parts perlite, 1 part potting soil. So a very loose and aerated mix, so that these things don't get oversaturated. But they do need constant water, so this will be a little chore. This might be above what I'm used to doing because I've been watering my stuff like maybe once or twice a week right now in the middle of summer. Don't get mad. Stuff's been okay. Um, but I've got everything kind of set up in the right spaces as far as the growing areas. So the humidity's been able to be kept up to where the plants aren't drying out so much on the ones that need to stay a little more wet. But these, you're gonna need it like every other day because I don't have any seeds growing. I've got like all this cuttings and starters and things like that that we've done on the lives. So 3 parts, 3 parts perlite, and shucks. Maybe Crystal, if you're watching, maybe you can help me out. I'll I'll have to. I don't want to leave again. So we'll get the perlite because I was trying to clean up and I moved it away from here. Oh, yesterday, last week when we did the fertilizers, I drug all those bags back here and they're pretty heavy and it was a lot. And then they just have stayed back here because I started cleaning the area they were in. So what I'm looking for right now is like, okay, what am I gonna pot these in? So I think I'm just gonna do I'm gonna do a couple 6-inch pots. They're kind of deep. I didn't think it all the way through, so maybe okay. I'm going to do 4-inch pots for these starters. Usually you'd want to put them in a tray whenever you're doing right? You have your nice little tray, very shallow. You get your plant mix, and then once they, for these, once they get 4 or 5 leaves, different plants, sometimes it'll be 2. So it's usually like 2 or 3 true leaves up to 5 to 7 true leaves, and then you start potting up. But I'm just gonna use these because I have these right here. But you could use, they got like a Jiffy tray, some other things like that. But I'm just gonna do this, and this will be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. I'll put 3 in each. 3, 3, 3. Oh, perfect number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I'll do all the same color. We'll make them uniform. Okay, so I got my pots. Good to hear about your spider plant, Renee. What about? I think there was the croton. The croton had croaked or was croaking, and you were worried about it the last time. How's that doing? All right, so grab potting soil here. Check it out a little bit. All right, should be all right. And then, so it's 1 part of this, and then I'm going to add the perlite. And I was hoping Crystal would be here now. Let me see if I've got some sitting back here just in case. No, I got sand, and I got cocoa, and I've got peat moss, and then charcoal, clay pebbles, everything but. Okay. Shucks. Sending a message through Morse code here. All right, everybody, hang tight. You can look at the pile of. Oh, there. Hey, Crystal. You did? How did you hear me? Oh, good. Okay, we've got help on the way, so I don't have to leave. So, what window is that for your spider plant? Is that western or southern? Because you said it's in the window. I have a window, so it's not. I have. Is that east windows? Over there. There's not a lot of room back here because all the stuff's here. It's a bin of perlite. We're catching the perlite. This is why it takes an hour, because I'm never prepared. Yeah, it should be right there. So, I don't know. Just put it over there. Okay, so we got 1 part perlite. Wonder if that's gonna be way more than enough. Let me get the 3 parts perlite, 1 part potting soil. No, that's back there. Okay. We're all okay, yeah, south window, perfect window.
There's no room back here.
It is are you even in the thing? There you are.
I have to go cut out stuff anyway. So
Well, somebody had asked you something.
I'm not quite done yet.
Somebody said something in the chat, and it was
someone asked where I was. If I was coming.
Up here. This person.
Is Crystal here? Just a question.
Well, there's the. I don't know if you're still here. Here's the.
I'm here now.
Crystal for the answer. Not sure what the question is.
There's a question?
Yeah, for you.
Who has a question for me?
Oh, shucks.
The croton is giving up the ghost, I think. There's a ghost?
I think that.
I missed that part.
Well, her croton from last week. And I asked about it this week because I remember her asking or saying it was not doing so hot. Don't breathe in the perlite. That's a tip for all of you out there.
Gross.
Don't breathe in the perlite. Okay.
All right, I'll get out of your way.
Well, there's just not a lot of room here.
There is no room back
You'd have to
fine.
move all
This is
that
what
and then
happens when I leave him forever. It gets kind of crazy.
yeah, I'm not
They
cleaning
can't
up
really
any
hear
of
me,
this.
so I gotta talk into your microphone. Okay, guys. I'll see you later.
Thanks for stopping by. We'll be here. Oh man, this is making a mess. Just so it's said out loud, laptops and perlite don't mix. So perlite is not good to breathe in. Do not do that. The wind is kind of swirling around. We had a really hot week last week over here. I'm scooping this up, but it has gotten better. So our house doesn't have AC. That's the only reason that it makes it difficult. So if you were, if it was like 115 in Phoenix or in Arizona, but we had AC, we could just go inside. But we've been running in the mid to high 80s with about 60 to 70% humidity. And the fans only do so much. It's been hot, but like I said, it's been a little better. All right, I'm doing this slow because the perlite that I grabbed is a little dusty. And if you're paying attention, you noticed I only put two perlites to the mix that I had, but that's because this mix was very, very, very loose already. I just used something we already had. So I'm going by the look, which is this look here. You don't want it to be all white for these seeds, but you don't want it to be. So this is like a good color here. It's got soil mixed into the perlite. All right, so easy parts with the seeds. It's gonna 5 of these. And I don't want to fill them all the way up yet. I shouldn't have done that. So I'm gonna fill up to the for these seeds because they need to be covered up. Easier to do this. And I need 5. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count. Isn't that great? All right, so here's what I did. The seeds were over here, and I moved all this soil into their way. Shucks. And I mixed it all up. Oh my gosh. What a dumb move. What was I doing? All right. Bear with me here. Crystal got me distracted and then she left and I got all screwed up. It's all her fault. I'm going to deflect and blame her for my mistake. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, this is going to take forever. You ever sorted through potting soil to try to find the seeds? This is ridiculous. Cannot believe I did this. Luckily, the seeds are heavier than the rest. So if I really got in a pinch, I could just scoop all this up and put it in, like scoop this loose stuff up and put it in water, and then they would sink. Okay, so far I found 3. 1. Oh my gosh. What a dud. Okay, so there's 3, 6, 9. Okay. There's 1. I will find them all. They're all going to be found. And I will probably do that again because I always do stuff like this. What are the comments at? Okay, no, I'm gonna be over here because not trying to. Sorry for the delay here. This is good. You're like, oh, this guy's like searching through the stuff. This can't get any better than this. This is like the escape room for seeds. I'm solving a mystery here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am missing 4 seeds right now. 4 of these guys, and I was mixing this thing all over the place. Total mistake. Ooh, got another one. Okay. So now we're only missing 3. Good thing I counted them before. And there's 1. Missing 2. Like I said, this is one of those moments where I'm like, oh my gosh. You ever spilled something and then you're like, I can't believe I just did that. I now have to clean all this up. Oh, that's this moment right here. Okay, I'm not giving up, but I'm knowing that this is not so fun to watch. So I'm just gonna move these out of the way. We're gonna move on. I got most of them. I guess we'll pretend that 2 of them floated away. Shoot. Okay, so for everybody watching, you want me to keep searching or is it time to move on? Audience wins. Whatever the audience says is what I'll do. From inside, they're like, okay, time to move on. The critics' corner. Dang, okay. What a dud. All right, I'm going to clean this up and get it out of the way. And then I'm going to keep this set aside and I'm going to find the other seeds on another day. They'll be okay. No, I can't see up close with those things on. The glasses will not help in this situation. They will only make it worse. I got the 40 plus eyeballs. It's like need reading glasses. I need magnifying ones. Can you tell that I'm not eager to stop looking? Okay, I am though. I'm stopping. The hope was like, oh, they would just like show up as I'm pulling them in here and it would be all cool and like, oh, there's the other 2. Wasn't that cool? Not really. All right. Get the rest of this and we'll move on. And that was for your viewing pleasure. Many, many minutes sorting through soil mix for seeds. What a great move. Grandma's famous words, smooth move, X-Lax. I don't know if can you say that anymore? Is that a thing? Am I gonna get in trouble? Okay, so I've got my seeds now. I only got 1. So we'll do 2 2s and then 3 3s. So with these, because that's why I did it this way so that left like half an inch. Just gonna drop them in on 2 sides, move it to the side. Super easy. Obviously, nothing exciting here. The exciting part is watching this stuff grow. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this was the scarification technique for koa seeds. Um, oh, 1, 2, 3. Did I not miss any? All right, and then the last part is we're just going to sprinkle a little bit more mix on the top of each of these. And then it's water every other day because this is like lots of perlite. So it'll keep them nice and moist. Every other day. Shake, shake, shake. I'm still not happy that I did that. I can't believe I did that. All right, so I got these. This. I want to save this. I'm going to go through that at another time. Oh, the neighbors are squawking. All right, I wanted to show, I'm going to water these, and then I was going to do an update on the Puakinakini. And yeah, I didn't have like a full slate of things for you guys today. I was just wanting to get these done. We have a lot of other chores, but we have the market is coming up in a couple weeks, and so not much more planting for that. We're just getting some of our sprays. We got them bottled up, and we're going to be stickering those and getting them, get the labels on them and all that kind of stuff. And then we got to bag up some soil, and that's what I'll be doing. But that's not really I don't think that's too fun to watch, so we won't be doing that like live. Be like, here's a bottle with a label on it. All right. Water. I'm gonna water these in a little bit while I'm here, just so I don't forget, because I have been, like I said, like watering schedule. Luckily, it's been like not a problem, but I have not watered enough. So these will be a new baby. I'll have to get some help on making sure we're watering. Kids chores can earn some plant bucks. This is gonna dry out real quick, and then all right. So as far as germination for these koa, pretty quick actually. We could see anywhere within 4 days up to a couple weeks. So not too bad doing it this way. Oh, this is horrible. Okay, I was gonna just get a rag and kind of sop up some of this water. Let me set these up here for now. I'll go put these on the growing table in a little bit. As far as this, you want to put these in a covered, shadier space. Oh man, I ate a whole bunch of perlite. Not good. Here, I'll put my glasses on so I can see again. I'll leave that over there. And yeah, we're gonna finish up with checking on the Puakinakini tree that we had air layered. Might have been a month. Do you guys remember? Anybody that's watching that was here? How long ago was that? I'm gonna go grab it. Bear with me here. This one is also a tree, so oh shoot. I'm gonna have to try to drag it over there. Check on it. Oh, I caught this stupid plant. Hi, I'm here. Hold on. I caught this plant coming around the corner. Oh, this whole stinking thing. All right, so my goodness, one of those days right now. Okay, it's not a small tree, and so the way we had done it previously is I had it on a stool or something. Okay, see if I can't. This guy here. All right. So let me see what we can see on the camera. Hold on. This is a Puakeni tree. I'm gonna put this up here. All right. So we did some air layering. We did 3 of them with just stuff laying around the house. And we got 2 of them that we can check on. And then a third one that's up here. I'll try to get that one checked on. So let's see here. What I'm looking for is roots. I don't see any on this one. It's kind of dried out a little bit, so can't use that. Let's see if I had regular water back here. I don't know that I do. Nope. I'll have to get some water in here. You want it to stay a little more wet than that. So that one, I don't see any roots coming through yet. It's been 1 month, so it usually takes can take up to 3 months or so to start rooting. Sometimes 4 or 5 on this particular tree. So let me check this one. But this is the best way for this tree and for like citrus and different ones to get viable, good flowering or true to a tree that you're trying to grow.